Continue reading the Holy Gospel according to St. John with the explanation by Blessed Theophylact. Chapter 7, verses 9 through 10. Continue reading explanation. Glory to the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. This the Lord could not have permitted because it was not yet time for his passion. And if he had escaped miraculously from their midst, then it would have seemed he was not truly man, but a phantom. Thus, by going up secretly to Jerusalem, he acted as would a man and concealed his divinity. Chapter 7, verses 11 through 13. Then the Jews sought him at the feast and said, "Where is he?" And there was much murmuring among the people concerning him. For some said, "He is a good man," others said, "Nay, but he deceives the people." Now bade no man speak openly of him for fear of the Jews. Explanation. The Jews' hatred of Christ was at such a fever pitch that even his name was abhorrent to them. This is why they ask, "Where is he?" instead of "Where's Jesus?" They were so bloodthirsty they wanted to hunt him down even while celebrating the feast. This is what is meant by "they sought him." Such was their reverence for the feast, such their deeds of pity. There was much murmuring among the people concerning him because differing opinions were expressed. The leaders of the Jews insisted he deceives the people, while the crowds whispered, "He's a good man." This is evident from the words of the evangelist. No man spake openly of him for fear of the Jesus. Clearly, it was multitude who didn't dare to speak openly about Jesus out of fear of the Jews' rulers. The words "he deceives the people" are additional proof that those who slander him were the rulers. Had these words been expressed by the multitude, they would have said, "He deceives us." Notice that, as usual, it is the rulers who are deceitful and the ruled who are more honest. But the people were not altogether blameless. They failed to speak their mind because they were cowardly. Chapter 7, verses 14 through 16. Now about the means of the feast, Jews went up into the temple and taught. And the Jews marveled, saying, "How knoweth this man letters, having never learned?" Jesus answered them and said, "My doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me." Explanation. There were two reasons why Jesus waited until the middle of the feast to go up to Jerusalem, so that the anger of Jews would subside, and so that the people, no longer distracted by the celebrations of the high day, would be attentive to his teaching. When the Lord appeared suddenly in their midst, all were attentive, both those who said, "He's a good man," and others who insisted that he was a deceiver. The first were astounded at his teaching and derived benefit from it. The second wanted to trap him in his words and seize him as an impostor. What Christ taught on this occasion the evangelist does not mention, but it is evident that what he said amazed everyone. They marveled that he knew letters, having never learned. Nevertheless, the malice of his enemies never subsided. It was not the Lord's teaching as such that they found marvelous. Indeed, they rejected it out of hand. Rather, they could not understand how he had gained his knowledge of the Scriptures. That is to say, jealousy made them perplexed and astonished. Imagine an impoverished man who is frequently seen in a costly robe. A neighbor asks, "How can this pauper afford such finery? Where did he get such a thing?" The neighbor is not admiring. He is burning with the envy and suggesting he must have stolen it. Likewise with the Jews. How knoweth this man letters? No doubt from Beelzebub. But they ought to have perceived that Christ was not merely man. Glory to the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.